Hey guys, another video on passing a Ftmo phase 1 challenge in one day. Now, I love making these videos for you guys. Why? The whole idea of trading should be start small. Don't start with these 200k accounts when you don't even know how to trade. So, if you've been watching my other videos, and you've been following my content for a while, if you watch my videos from the day one, you'll see me passing prop firm challenge of 50k, 100k, 200k. Now, recently, I've just been doing these little 10k accounts. Why? Just to show that, I mean, Ftmo, right, phase 1 is by far probably the most hardest one to pass 10% just because of the TP level. But second, the spreads difference. Now this was a small 10k little account, right? Yeah. If I even show you, let's go to just what I was going to go to then. Okay. I mean, you can see here, right? This is just I did a, like you can see for today, I've got 505% minimum, at my disposal. But I've just today's lost just mini, took mini lots. That's why it's resulted in 2 trading days. But if the profit target was hit within 1 day. Now what I'm going to be going over as well is gold. We're going to be breaking down gold, how to simplify trading using the break and retest. And yeah, let's just start with this without wasting time. So when I come to a chart, right, and what you should be looking for. Now let's just say we've got levels of zones. How do I draw zones? How you should draw zones, where candles close but where they turn bullish but the next candle is bearish, where they turn bearish but the next candle is bullish. These are your levels of support and resistance. Now what you can do, by the way, if you're looking for one-to-one mentorship from myself, I get a lot of these messages, and this is the elite mentorship, by the way. Let me just scroll up where you can see I was actually catching some nice trades today, especially on Nasdaq. I believe I caught a 127. Okay, this trade here, you can go back on Nasdaq, right? This trade I was in, when you go back, this is I know 123, but I believe this must have been yesterday. Then it's catching like 1 to 10s, and I mean Nasdaq just is a monster, right? But if you go look at this trade right now, just pull up your Nasdaq. If you look at today's the 4th of the 4th. If you look at Nasdaq today, I caught this early entry here today. I closed the trade early, right? This is why I'm gutted. It went, if I would have held this, I kid you not, it would have gone to, yeah, I took out about 1 to 7, but it went to like pretty much a 1 to 50 RR, right? Now obviously I'm not saying I would have caught that 1 to 50, no, because that means I know I can see the future. But what I'm saying is, if you know how to, if you know to learn the skill set, especially your edge, if you improve your edge, right? And that's why, like, it's just Wi-Fi money, isn't it? If I even show you on funded certificates here, right? Not just my certificates that I post, it's other students, it's student success. So you can even check testimonials out. And if you're even looking, not just if you can't afford the one-to-one mentorship, even though I made it pretty much affordable for everyone, I've even made the course even more affordable, right? And again, I'm not a salesman or anything like that. By all means, if you don't want to purchase any of these just to help you trading out, you don't have to. If you have a atom of doubt, because there's a lot of scammy people out there, by all means, do not do this. I would say it myself, don't get any of them. Okay, so we can see a zone over here. By the way, this is not how I color my zones. I color them in yellow. I'll just color it orange. Okay, so we got a zone over here. I've got another zone. Let's break this down. Another zone over here. Let's go to a small time frame now, right? So let's go to a smaller time frame. Now, example, right? Something is happening here. Now this might be, it's a fake out. It's, and then the price just faked me out and now it's gone in my direction. Wrong. I'm going to show you something here. For example, this is on gold, right? Today, I don't trade gold as much. I just don't like the win rate I personally get with gold. Sometimes I do if I set A plus setup, but me personally, Nasdaq has really, it's really become my bread and butter now. It used to be GJ in the beginning, and UJ is there as well. UJ, Nasdaq, German 40. It's right now just absolutely in love with those. Just might as well take advantage of them while I possibly can. Market's always changing right now. They're giving me a lot of volume. Might as well just take advantage of them while I can. So here, as you can see, this is a bullish breakout. Now I can see a bullish breakout. Now this is someone's gonna be like, it's just taking me out. This is a bearish breakout. a fake out. Realistically though, think about it. If this broke through my zone, it was a breakout. But now, just because it's come back down, why are we classing it as a fake out? The way I like to keep things super simple is, if this is a bullish breakout, this bearish candle now is a bearish breakout. Super strong bearish candle entry, take your trade. Super simple. The fake outs, I like to look at it like this. When fake outs, why do we call them fake outs? Like, why do we complicate things so much? Let me just first of all make this small here, so you can just focus on the chart even better. So we've got the breakout, right? Price comes back down, and we've got our dark cloud cover. We've got our bearish candlestick pattern. Now, maybe a reversal, a possible reversal, or we might get an opposite trend now. And also, you can see this. Look, left shoulder, the head, right shoulder. Another indication, price could possibly go further down, and it does. You've got a super strong bearish candle, price pushes further down. Now let's break this down even more. By the way, just to be clear, this is not the exact break and retest that I trade. I just put this on the on YouTube for free, because people normally sell this kind of stuff as a course. Some people don't even sell this. They don't even know how to fully maximize the break and retest. I refine the break and retest to what I think is a super simple way, and that's what really where your true edge lies. You can see here, remember what I said about equal highs, equal low candles? Bearish candle, bullish candle, right? So what does that form? A zone. I'm gonna make this blue so you can see it better. Okay, yeah, I can't even see that. It's just because there's London session indicator on in the back. So let's color it a different color. Purple. Okay, perfect. Whatever that was, purple or red, whatever it was. Support, breakthrough. Look at this. Price comes back up, but then it's like someone might be like, but it never came back to the zone. Well, look at this. Look at these wicks here. Wicks also create support and resistance. This came up here. If I even take this another step forward, there's another wick here, which is a support. So ideally, we are in a resistance. These create support. Now we're testing these as resistance. So let's break this down even more. Let's break. I mean, you can see, look at how beautiful the wick rejections are. Perfect rejections. Let's. Okay. So let me put it at the bottom here. Okay. So now what can I see here? Clean this up a bit. Okay. Now do you see when price came back up? Now it's testing this zone here, right? Perfect rejection. Look at this. Look how clean this wick is. Wick rejection is. Breaks through. Now price has broken through. Now just tanking down, right? It's respected it. It's broken through. Now back to the downside. Now, how do I know? How would you know that this is going to continue going? What's the best way to read this, right? The best way to read this is, I've created my zones, and if you watch my previous video, best way to trail stop losses, let's go on the 1 minute. Whenever you start seeing opposite candles forming, my friend, here, support, here, support, here, resistance. Let's change the color of this. What should we color this one in? Green. Here, resistance. Right, so now how we're gonna approach this. Let me just drag this across. Well, this is your support as well, isn't it? Ideally, but I'm gonna just not overcomplicate things too much. Price is coming down. This is obviously support level, so this should be purple as well. So what we'll do is put it down here. Now we bring our stops here. I've got a basically, this is why one of the reasons I get away with tight spreads. Let's put it above here. This is resistance formed. Now price is tanking. Now what am I going to look for, right? How are we going to trail this? Price is falling down, right? We've got a level support. Price breaks through. Now ideally, you want to start trailing after pretty much when price has reached your TP, your main TP. But you can try it and back test it through while on the journey on towards your TP. But ideally, you want to go towards, like, if you think the price is really bearish and you don't want to, you're not satisfied with the 1 to 4, or a 1 to 3, or whatever you normally go for, a 1 to 2, whatever it may be, And when someone says the real money is in adding positions, I'm not disagreeing with that. But me personally, I've always been a little bit against that idea. Should I say a lot? Why? Because imagine I see an A+ setup and then I risk, oh yes, A+ setup, I'm going to risk 2, 3, 4% extra. Even A plus steps can go against you. But then now I'm like, I've got, if I'm now maybe 5 times the trade that I originally risk. Now, if you take 10 positions and they're all A plus, obviously higher chance of winning. Then those, it makes sense. But me personally, I just don't like the idea of if I was to lose 5 trades in one setup. And rather than that, what I would do is trail my stop loss. I've got my original, risk on. Rather than risking 5% on one setup when I originally risked 1%, rather than risking 5%, aiming for that 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 or whatever it may be, why not risk 1% but then go for those 1 to 6s, 1 to 7s, 1 to 8s? It's way more, less pressure on the cycle, on your mind, less stress. In case what if this shifts, what if price goes against me? I don't know, it's just down to the individual. This is what works better for me. You can add position. You might even want to add position utilizing this, method that I'm showing you right now. Price breaks through, right? Let's just say our original TP is like a 1 to 3. Price comes all the way down here. Now we're down here. And that's when you can start seeing it really start working out. I've drawn my support here. Now what I'm going to do, and I've seen my resistance, price comes back down. When price is down here, now I'm going to move my stops above this zone. This is a resistance. Price shoots through this, I'm out. Done for the trade, right? But you can see again how perfectly price is respecting this zone here. Breakout, respecting, right? Price keeps falling until I don't see another bullish candle. We're just going to keep holding. Price is, bearish candle. I'm on the 1 minute as well. Bearish, 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 bullish candle. Now we've got a bullish candle, right? So let's just, again, so this has to be purple. So color it whatever this color it may be. And then we've got our resistance up here. And what can I see? Price is just respecting it. Price comes through. We've got a bullish candle, right? At this stage, price comes up here, then it's just going to knock me out. But let's just say it breaks through that one. And once we've broken through this as well, move your stops above here. If we break through this resistance, if your resistance gets broken, basically what I'm trying to say, just end the trade. This is how you're going to pass these profit challenges with one trade. If not one trade, 5 trades, 1 day. If not 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, whatever it may be, right? But this is comfortably where, and another thing as well, if you're one of those traders where you're risking 2 trades in one setup, that's another reason why you're not profitable yet. And another thing, I was speaking to one of my students in the one-to-one mentorship, is that ideally you might just not, or the only reason why you might not be profitable is not because of your strategy, maybe just the trading instrument that you're trading. Different trading instruments will bring a different kind of edge as well. Not just your strategy, not just your psychology, not just fundamentals, not just your technicals. The trading instrument itself will bring different instruments will bring different edge. I used to trade GJ, not the best spreads with prop firms. Bigger spreads means more commission you have to pay. It's volatile, but if I compare it to other currency pair like USD JPY, Nasdaq, way more liquid and volatile, way more, better spreads. With UJ, better spreads means hardly any spreads, so hardly any commissions. With Nasdaq indices, no spreads, right? Oh, sorry, super tight spreads, but being an indice, 0 commissions. When I'm trading one of my bigger accounts, larger accounts, do you know what 0 commission means? In my eyes, if someone were like, oh yeah, well, 0 commission means basically, every time you lose a trade or win a trade, your account size shrinks that little bit extra. No, commission means more money in my pockets. That's the way I look at it. Imagine you're on a 200k account, you're paying like, let's just say $500 or $200, $300, whatever it may be, the commissions for you normally paying. If you're paying that much, that's just extra money into my pockets when I'm not paying those commissions trading Nasdaq or German 40, So that's the perfect thing about that. So anyways, so as price keeps on going, now price is broken through this. Well, we're still testing this resistance here. We've broken through support. You can still end your trade here because at this point, ideally we can see, well, first of all, if you came all the way down here, just, this is when, I think if you're coming this far down, that's just greed kicking in, right? But you should just end the trade, right? Because originally, let's just say you started from here. your original TP that you ideally set in mind, remember, it was 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, whatever it was. We've just applied this method. Now we've able to gain a possible 1 to 8.5, almost a 1 to 8, sorry, 1 to 9 risk to reward. And even though it's being I mean, gold is one of those currency pairs. It will respect zones. It will respect zones, especially if you know what you're doing. But yeah, you know, Ftmo. And again, why do I show passing these phase 1s 10% targets, not phase 2s? Because I used to do this a long time ago, and everyone would be like, some method, yeah, but it's only a phase 2, it's only 5%, anyone can do that. It's like, okay, phase 1s 10%, little 10k accounts, we'll do that. If you watch one of my videos, if I even show you, you know, let's go in the Discord here. As soon as you even join the Discord community, straight away on the welcome page, because it's all about transparency. You got to see what I'm about, you know, and you can see this. Why do I post this soon? Why is this one of the first things you see? 1 to 15 RR, passing a phase 1, risking 0.5% only in one trade. Show me another video that someone else that does that. Passing 2 profit challenges in one day. Ftmo 10%, funding pips 8%. You know, is people normally post, you know, passing 1 challenge in one day or one trade, whatever. Passing 2 challenges. One of my students, number 4 on the Ftmo leaderboard, he went on to become 800k funded. At this point, he was 400k, then he was 800k funded. Catching on a personal account, it was a challenge that I was doing, you know, £150 to 10k challenge. Still working on that. Still doing it. But it was just turning £10. I was risking £10, and I just turned it to £220. So you can check that video. And passing multiple profit challenges within 4 days. Different videos, passing phase 2 in one trade. You know, you can check those videos out. And obviously, why believe anything what I say? Well, I've got to be able to, you know, this is why all this information is here. So you got to see what I'm, you know, that I don't just say what I'm saying. And I'm not one of those flashy guys. I don't have to show you I don't have to show you Lambos or anything like that. You know, success means different things to different people. For me, it was always about leaving my 9 to 5 or 12. I was doing 12-hour shifts working, doing CCTV with the police. I'm a full-time trader now. Never have to work a day in my life again. Thank God. And you know, so yeah. It's all about learning the skill set. I'm always refining the strategy. Markets are forever changing. For that reason, I will be forever, you know, refining my strategy and adapting. So I hope you found value from this. Take care, and I'm out.